Hi guys, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back. Today I wanted to make a video talking about my top 10 smaller, cheaper things that I've gotten that can improve your life. I will have to say, I own all of these things except for one of them, and I'll tell you why. So let's just jump straight into the video. I want to start off by talking about the Kindle. I did make a previous video talking about the Kindle, and I will have that link down below if you're interested to know more about a Kindle and why I think anybody and everybody should get a Kindle. And I'll be going into much greater detail in that video, so yeah. To be honest, the Kindle is game changer for me. It has made me read so much more. It is an incredibly good piece of technology. You can get it for super cheap, like 50 bucks if you get like the standard edition, or you can get the paper white. It's freaking amazing. I love it. Books are usually also cheaper on this one, and you can even rent books from your library. It's a wonderful piece of technology, and I think anyone will benefit from having a Kindle in their life. And this is also like one of the more expensive things on the list, but I definitely think it is very worth it long term. Now the next item I don't actually personally have, but an alarm clock. An alarm clock is really bloody amazing. The only reason I don't have an alarm clock at the moment is because I have a Google Home, and I feel like my night table is already kind of cluttered, so I haven't invested in an alarm clock yet. But I do actually put my phone on the other side of my room, so I do actually have to get up and turn off my alarm. And the only reason I actually haven't bought an alarm clock yet, like a physical alarm clock yet, is simply because I just haven't found one I thought was cute enough, and I don't feel like I have the space on my night table at the moment. But please get an alarm clock. They're super cheap. You can get them for under $5 or $10, or you can get more fancier ones if that's your desire. You can also invest in a Google Home. Even though they are more expensive, you can also set an alarm on those guys, and I've used that many times before, and it works amazing. And the reasoning for getting an alarm clock instead of using your phone is because if your phone is near you, the first thing, what are you gonna do? You're gonna check your phone, and that's both a waste of time, and it can start your day off on the wrong side of the bed, because you know, you never know what the internet will have for you. You might get an annoying text you didn't want, or whatever that might bother you. So it's just a great way to like start and end your day without technology, if that's possible for you, or at least try and limit it between the mornings and the evenings. Now, one of my favorite things to buy is physical notebooks. They don't have to be anything fancy. I actually haven't found specific notebooks I'm a big fan of yet. I mean, I literally got this from Flying Tiger, but one of my favorite notebooks is from this local bookstore near my place. It's really basic. It just has lines on the paper, and it does the job, and it's wonderful and simple. I'm personally someone who both uses digital notes and physical notebooks for different reasonings. If, for example, I have to film a YouTube video, I will digitally write instead of having to write it all in a notebook, because I usually change what I'm saying. So it's just much easier to read off of my phone instead of having to write it all down in my notebook. Like, I don't want my hand to be hurting. But I will say, however, that if you're gonna go journal, or you're gonna have like maybe smaller ideas, you're just gonna use less brain juice, I would definitely recommend using physical notebooks instead. This is also a side note. People say journaling, like the fancy word for journaling is basically just diary. Like, you're writing in a diary. So that's what it is for me, at least. A really good pen. And if you're like me and you feel like your handwriting kind of sucks, I would highly recommend investing in a pen. They don't cost that much. I mean, I did spend a bit more on mine. Mine is from Faber-Castell. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it, but let's hope. And they don't have to be like super thin ones, but I've definitely noticed when they are thinner pens, you write better with them. Like, it's a lot easier to not mess up. Of course, there's like a bunch of writing tips you can learn, like make sure that you stay in with the lines. I think my writing looks terrible when I'm writing on just a piece of paper, I need the lines. And also, quite funny enough, one of my all-time favorite pens are actually just the standard ballpoint pens like I get from my work, or just anywhere really. You can get them super cheap, but I do want to invest in like some proper ones from like Faber-Castell, so I know they're going to be really good quality, and so on and so on. Books that improve you as a person. I think it's really important to get books that you want to learn more about, like anything you want to learn. You should definitely get some books about that. For example, I'm really into productivity, and I just really in general want to improve my perspective as a human being and how I can be more efficient and how I can improve this life. And I haven't actually read that many self-development books so far, but I have a huge reading list of what I want to read. I'm currently reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. He's a wonderful author. You can even sign up for like his newsletter email where he's gonna give you a bunch of tips if you don't want to buy the book, but I highly recommend getting the book. I've also read this book that was about sleep, and I learned a bunch of interesting things about sleep. And I'll also put on the screen a bunch of like different books that that's on my reading list, and I think will probably be really worth reading because all my favorite YouTubers recommend these books. This is also really like a side bonus, especially when it comes to self-development books. This is also a side note when it comes to like self-development books, like non-fiction books, any like material learning stuff. If you don't want to read a certain thing that doesn't apply to you, you can skip that. You do not have to read it. And I feel like a lot of self-development books, like they cover a certain topic. Like when I was reading the one about sleep, in the books he was talking about like how he was in different sports and like how he helped its players become better at their sport through sleep. This is also another bonus tip, but if you don't want to read it, you can definitely listen to the books instead, because if you have a Kindle, again, they support Audible, or you can definitely get the audiobook versions instead, because you get a headphone plug if you'd rather do that, and you can definitely still learn from audiobooks. Like, I don't think you should just sit there and listen. I don't think you really learn from that. But let's say you have like a bunch of dishes to do, like a bunch of chores that's super automatic for your brain. You can just do that. Like something that doesn't require a lot of brain juice. So don't do something like write something, because then you're gonna take focus off the book and you won't really be good at the writing or whatever you're trying to do. Like just focus on there's like automatic things, and it doesn't have to be those things. It can be anything else that you just do automatically. Now for me, having a water bottle, I have always been a person who's drank a lot of water, so this is not like an uncommon thing for me, but I feel uncomfortable if I leave the house without a water bottle because I drink so much water. I am currently on Accutane, so that's not really helping me at all. But of course, naturally, if you have a water bottle sitting next to your desk, you're just gonna be more likely to drink more water. I mean, I think we all know it. I don't have to repeat what everybody else is saying. Just drink water, it's good for you. They recommend like 2 liters a day, but like, just get as much water in as possible. And now we're on to the gym membership. You do absolutely not need a gym membership. If you don't want it, you can work out at home. Then I would like invest in like a good yoga mat or like workout stuff from home if that's what you actually want to do. But I think having a gym membership is so important. It's so important to take care of your health because it also improves your physical health whilst also helping your mental health. Like working out is just gonna help you out in so many areas of your life. So just having this gym membership and working out a couple times a week is bloody amazing for you. Like you don't have to lift super heavy weights, but just lifting in general is so important, and it doesn't cost that much. It is such a good investment for yourself. Of course, you can get really expensive gyms if you live in like a big city, but you do not need an expensive one. Like if you live in America, you can get like Planet Fitness or have something a little bit better. It's really up to you. Now I think this next one is a very European thing. I don't know about you guys, Americans, but I've seen Americans boil water in the microwave to make like a cup of tea. Now, I don't accept that. I don't approve of that. Just get an electric kettle. They're super cheap. You can get them for like 20, 30 bucks or something. I don't know the year's currency. I only know my own currency. But they're really cheap. You can get ugly ones, you can get cute ones. I have one with a bit of LED in it, and it's like glass so you can see through it. There's nothing too fancy about it, but I am obsessed with her. You wanna know why? Well, it's so much easier. That's the simple answer. Real plants. Real plants. This is a little controversial for me because I love plants. My room is covered in plants. I love plants, but there's so many easy to take care of plants. Like, for example, this guy, she's super easy. I think it's called a money tree, and I will insert something else if that's incorrect. But there is so many different types of plants that are so easy to take care of. I will be listing a couple of favorites on my screen. I actually only have pretty easy to take care of plants because I know I don't want to spend a lot of time and energy on them, but they just like light up your environment. I have spent a lot of money on plants, but you definitely don't have to do that. And plants are just super cheap. They just do amazing things for you, and they're so cute decoration too. Like, fake plants, they're fine, but like, it's not the same really. This is also another side note. Most of the plants I will be showing and including in this video, you do not need to water them every single day. Max once a week, depending on the time of year. Of course, winter you can wait longer, and then summer you water them a bit more often, but just check the soil. Now at number 10, I forgot to say the numbers, but this is really random, but I think investing in a good hoodie and sweatpants. It's really random, but it's just one of those things you should own. Because, you know, sometimes, like, if you're going out and you don't really want to wear anything fancy, oh, you can just throw on a hoodie and, like, jeans, or, like, hoodie and a skirt, or, like, whatever you want. Like, it's gonna be really comfortable, really warm, amazing. I actually recently got this hoodie from Weekday, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. You can also just get them on sale, but, like, please don't buy, like, a cheap hoodie because it's on sale. Like, go to a proper place. I will really highly recommend Weekday for a bunch of basics that do cost a little bit, but it's so worth your money, and especially if you get them on sale, they're so cheap for what you're getting. Sometimes you just want to throw on a hoodie and sweatpants and just call it a day, and you want some that's nice and that's gonna last you a long time. So yeah guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you all guys next time. Bye!